Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is time for the May 2023 Jaded Blossom release and review. I'm just going to go over the whole adorable release, and I will show you all the different products and tell you what I think of them. And if you want to see me put the new Gnome dies, the Gnome dies Garden Add Ons, well, that's what we're starting with. Gnome dies Garden Add Ons, and you're going to want either the girl Gnome dies, the boy Gnome dies, or both, to put these together and, you know, have little gnomes with their accessories. Now, I will go over, you know, what you get. And at the same time, like I said, if you want to watch me put these together, there is a separate Gnome Dies Garden Add Ons Assembly video that you can watch, and it'll show me putting these all together. Okay, so first of all, we've got the girl gnome, and we have this vine that you can add to the hats, right? Here's the boy gnome, same thing, little vine with the leaves. How adorable is that? Then you've got a little plant, so cute. You can use it with the hands or without, because you can have this separate on a card, but if it's with the hands, here it is. So you use your little girl holding a plant. You've got a little ladybug, look at that. And they're cupping, the little hands are cupping the ladybug. Now you could just use the ladybug on your card separately, right? And there you go. Isn't that sweet? You've got the little garden tools with the hands. You can not put the hands on and use them separately on your cards, but how cute is that? You've got the little seed packets. There we go. How cute is that? There are 3 flowers of 3 different sizes that you could use any way you'd like. I put one on a seed packet. So there we go. So there is the little seed, and this one can be holding a little flower packet of seeds. There we go. Now we've got this adorable little watering can, and look at this. There's one of those flowers again that you could use separately or with. So there's that. How cute is that? Little gardening gloves. And that is that. A super cute little gnome set that you could use on your card. And remember, these gnomes take up quite a bit of area on an HE size card front. So there we go. Okay, so next, let's just move these off to the side here. There we go. Next, we're going to go over the brand new die set. It's called Wheelbarrow dies. Now, this is super cute stuff. So what you can do is you can make the wheelbarrow, and you can just use it with the dirt in it. Sorry, I had stick tack on there because when I was doing the video, putting this together for you, I kind of stuck it together with stick tack just so you could see the difference. So this is the wheelbarrow assembled with just the dirt, or you could use it with the little tulips. How cute is that? Or you could use the tulips just separate on a card. Really cute. If you want to watch me put this together, I have a little video clip at the end of this video, so stay tuned, and you can watch me put this together. It's really straightforward, but I like to add those in for you. So there is that. So cute. Super cute with your little gnomes. And here is the sizing, just so you could see, right? So here is your little gnome. And there's the wheelbarrow. So a really cute size, and it takes up a lot of room on an HE size card base. Okay, so I'll move that off to the side. There we go. Now, next we have the Build-A-Booth Garden Add-ons, and you're going to want to have the Build-A-Booth dies as well. So, because these decorate this, but you could use these separately as decorations on a card if you'd like. But like I said, they're meant to go with this. Okay, so quickly, I'm just going to grab off to the side here. I have a mess in my craft room if you only could see. Okay, so here we go. So here's the little booth that's put together. And here are the little seed packets. How cute is that? You could have them just all seeds. You could have them just all flowers. But I decided to, you know, stagger, like, you know, alternate, I guess you'd say. There we go. Now, these are the little words or the little titles for the signs. So you've got flowers, you've got plants, you've got seeds. Now there's this little circle that comes with the Build-A-Booth dies. And you can pop that on, and then you can add whatever you want up there. You can put a little seed packet. You can put a little seed, you know, whatever you like. Now also, there are flowers to decorate this. Isn't that cute? Or there's this really sweet little vine you can decorate. So isn't that cute? So if you want to watch me put these together, just stay tuned to the end of the video. And I do have a video clip sort of going over what I used and, you know, showing you how things look. Now remember, on an A2 size card base, this booth takes up quite a bit of room, right? So that is your main object on that card base. There we go. Okay, so now next we will move on to the vine stencil. So it's a brand new stencil called the Vine Stencil. Really cute, 6 by 6 inches. And you could blend onto pattern paper. You can blend onto white paper, dark paper. I chose to blend, ink blend with Distress Oxide ink onto Paper Tray Ink White. And then this is onto Paper Tray Ink New Leaf, using Distress Oxide ink and Rustic Wilderness. Now with this stencil, it's quite detailed. And I would suggest something like a pixie spray so it doesn't lift up as you're doing some ink blending. Otherwise, I would use, like if you're using a blending brush, you know, like I did. You know, I like to swirl a blending brush. If you're going to do that, I would use, like I said, some pixie spray, some sort of stencil spray to hold that stencil down on that card, you know, totally on the cardstock. And it's not going to lift and cause smudges because it is very delicate, okay, which makes it so beautiful. I really love it. But I would suggest pixie spray. Now, if not, you could definitely stick it down, just put it down, hold it down. But I would almost use, you know, like a Ranger ink blending tool or a dauber. I believe there's some new daubers out from another company. They look like little sponges. I would use something like that and just literally daub. I wouldn't swirl. If you're going to do some swirling, I would use some pixie spray on this one. But isn't that cute? They just come out beautiful. Beautiful vine covered paper. Okay, so next we have the Plants for Sale. And this is a new stamp set. And you could use these little stamps on cards themselves, or you could use them on this little piece that comes with the Build-A-Booth die. I'm just going to flip it over, and then you'll see that all of these are meant to fit on these signs, okay? You could use this on a card base, right? You could use it however, you could stamp it right on the card, but it's meant to decorate your Build-A-Booths. So I'll just go over the different sentiments. So it says garden tools for sale. Thanks a bunch. You are seedsational. Seeds for sale. Flower shop. Plants for sale. Crazy plant Gnome. Farmer's market. You are succulent. And all things grow with love, which are beautiful and can be used on cards as well, not just the booth. Okay, so next we have the new stamp set called Happy Gardening Stamp Set and the Happy Gardening outline dies. Now I went ahead and pre-stamped all of these images with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink onto Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock, and I cut them out. All my die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine, just so you know. So this is an A2 size card front. So these are the different sentiments. You've got Crazy Plant Lady, Plant Kindness, Hey Lady. We've got Gardening with My Gnomes, You Make Me Bloom, Plants Over People, Aloe there. Have an Unbelievable Birthday, Happy Gardening, Rooting for You Gnome. So let's move this out of the way now. Rooting for You Gnome. If gnomies were flowers, I'd pick you. Belief in Yourself. Happy Birthday to My Favorite Lady. And Sending Loads of Love. So super sweet sentiments to use on all of your projects. So there is that one. I'm just going to move that off to the side now. Now next we have the beautiful stamp set. It kind of reminds me of our flower cluster, but this one is called a mushroom cluster. And if you'd like, you can get the outline dies, mushroom cluster outline dies, right? But isn't that amazing? And I went ahead and I pre-stamped all of these in Ink on 3's Blackout ink onto Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock. So there we go. And I cut them out using the dies. And look how big that is. This is an A2 size card front. Look at the area that it takes up on that card front. It's beautiful, right? I think this would be perfect for a square card because it would be just like almost like a circle in the center. Fabulous. Okay, so there's also a sentiment that says hello. And then a lot of these images are separate that you can cut out. So there's the big mushroom. I'm just going to move off the main cluster. There's a big mushroom. There's this mushroom. And all the different flora and fauna on this card. Aren't these beautiful? Just beautiful. 2 little flowers. This flower and this flower. Just beautiful. You could easily, color this and then pop these, color these, pop these images up. Or even you could leave all of this white and just color certain elements and pop them up. It would just have a neat look. And there you go. So it's a beautiful mushroom cluster. And I can't wait to color this up and use it on a card. So fun. And last but not least, we have, oh, did I miss this one? I'm not sure. Another one of these little mushrooms. Okay, and lastly, this is the freebie. This is available while supplies last with a $60 purchase, at least one item from the release in the cart. So you get a stamp set and you get the outline dies, which are fabulous. So the outline of the carrot and the outline of the actual sentiment. So the sentiment says, I care a lot, carrot, a lot about you. There's also adorable faces to go on it. And I did go ahead and stamp these out for you and cut them out with the dies. So there they are with the face. How cute is that? So you've got the 2 sweet little faces. You've got the sentiment. And then you've got, if you don't want to do it with the face, there you go without the face. So cute. This would be cute paper piecing too, because it's a pretty simple image to hand cut out. Adorable. So you're going to want to get your hands on this freebie. So go check out the rules and try and get your hands on that. So that is all. That's everything from the release. So if you'd like, you can stay tuned to watch me put together the new Build-A-Booth add-ons, as well as the Wheelbarrow die, and watch me ink blend the brand new Vine stencil. Yeah, and that's about it. So thank you so much. And also remember, there's a separate video for the Gnome assembly. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we will see you soon in the next one. Remember, you're going to want to check out the blog. You want to go get hopping. You want to say, check out the store, maybe get your hands on some of these amazing products. And that's all. So stay tuned. Okay, so now I'm going to put together this Build-A-Booth Garden Add Ons along with the Build-A-Booth die. I did cut the Build-A-Booth out of soft stone paper tray ink cardstock. So I just thought I'd, have like a light gray kind of booth. And all my die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine. I'm using art glitter glue to put that together. And I'm just going to quickly put this together. Now, this is an adorable little set made to decorate these Build-A-Booth dies. Jaded Blossom has been coming out with them for the past few releases. And the nice thing is that if you have the Build-A-Booth die, you can make whatever booth suits your fancy, and if you don't, you can decorate your cards with some great little banners. And there we go. So I'm just adding glue to these backgrounds. There's many ways that you can put these little booths together. I chose to have vertical planks this time for something different. But like I said, you can choose the way you'd like to decorate your little, booth. There we go. So quickly just adding on my planks. There we go. And then we'll start the decorating. So super cute stuff. I always work on a Stampin' Up! Pad when I'm doing some gluing. So first I cut this first banner with the seed packets out of Sunny Studios Polka Dot Parade. And then all of these little white seed packets were cut out of paper tray ink white cardstock. So I'm just sort of, alternating. So, it'll be flower seed, you know what I mean. And so I'm just alternating them, sticking them all down. And then I will add on like a little bit of decoration. So I'm going to pop up the little images with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. These are the little tiny ones. Just because, you know, that way I have a little bit of dimension on my product. So now I'm adding on these cute little flowers. They were cut out of the Polka Dot Parade Sunny Studios pad as well. And then these little seeds were cut out of American Crafts brown cardstock. And there you go. That's what it looks like on the booth. Next, we've got, oh, I forgot to add the little centers. See what happens, guys? I completely forgot the centers. Okay, the centers I cut out of Doodlebug's yellow cardstock. It's just a textured yellow cardstock. And I'm just going to add those on with my reverse tweezers. There we go. I have them on a piece of Post-it so I don't lose all those little tiny pieces that I cut out. There you have it. I think that I actually said something wrong on my Gnome assembly video. I think I was saying that I cut the little leaves out of the Sunny Studios paper, but I actually cut the leaves out of the same paper tray ink New Leaf cardstock. But this is what happens, you know. So I'm adding my little flowers on. So the little background of the little flower banner is cut out of paper tray ink New Leaf cardstock. It's just a nice green. Now I'm adding the flowers on that were cut out of the Sunny Studio Polka Dot Parade. And then the centers of these flowers will also be cut out of Doodlebug's yellow cardstock. So I'm just trying to make sure that they're right in the right spot. And I just think this is so pretty. This would be pretty on a card just as is, right? But super cute to decorate your booth. So now I'm adding on the little centers. I'm using my Studio Katia embellishment wand to pick them up. Now, if you'd like, you could use little embellishments to put in the center of these flowers. There's no rules. So there it is. Isn't that sweet? I just think it's adorable. Okay, and I went ahead and I cut this little vine that you can cut out of that same New Leaf cardstock. And then the little leaves were cut out of Sunny Studios Gingham Jewel Tones cardstock. And that's where I made my mistake, because I've been cutting out a lot of little leaves and I kind of got mixed up. But, you know, so if you watched the Gnome assembly video for the, what's it called? The Garden Add Ons, you know, just know that I was making a mistake when I was saying that. Sometimes you say things as you're taping these videos and I don't even catch them when I go back to edit. It's like, oh, well, how did I mess that one up? I don't know. There we go. So I'm adding on, there we go. I'm adding on another leaf. So isn't that sweet? And you can use that on so many different things, but it's really pretty on the booth, right? And there's these little tiny flowers that are just so sweet. And I'm just going to sprinkle them on this vine because why not, right? Now you could use them for whatever you'd like to use them for, but I'm adding them on this vine to make it a little bit more special and fun. Using my Studio Katia embellishment wand, picking them up. That was cut out of that same Sunny Studios Polka Dot Parade 6-inch pad. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? And then you can add that onto your little flower booth. So I went ahead and I cut out this, you know, the words flowers. And I cut that out of the, what's that one called? Dots and Stripes Jewel Tones cardstock from Sunny Studio. And first, I line them up like this. I line the paper up, or the relief cut of the flowers. And then I'm just going to add in the little words like this. This works. I've done it like this before. And then I do it a little differently for the other two because why not, right? Mix it up a little bit. Now you'll see that I didn't have enough glue there, and so a couple of them kept popping off, so I was getting angry at myself, and it's like, oh, darn it. Darn it. I leave my mistakes in so you see, because look I'm going to take off the L and the F again. And me being me, I need it to look exactly as it looks on the package. Otherwise, I could just stick those F and L wherever I want, but you know, I can't do that because I like to stay true to what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, I'm a little crazy like that. And look at, oh, there goes the F again. So you'll see why. So this is where the little sign goes. And isn't that cute? Now this time I decide to pick up the letters with some see-through tape. And this works quite well. You don't want to push the see-through tape down too hard though, because you don't want to tear your letters. So I would say that. So not too much glue. I wanted the seeds off to one side so I can have something on the other side. There we go. And then you want to pull off your tape carefully, and then your letters will be where they're supposed to be, or where you'd like them to be. So you could have that as your sign. Remember that you could also use the Plants for Sale stamp set and use that for your, those stamp sentiments for your sign, whatever you'd like to do. There's no rules, right? But that is what this adorable Build-A-Booth looks like, and it's super simple to put together. So I'm just sort of showing different ways that you can do this. But like I said, there's no rules. Next, we're going to put together the wheelbarrow die, and I love this one. It's so cute. So first I cut that wheelbarrow out of American Crafts black cardstock. That's just the base layer. It's where everything's going to be stuck down on. And then I cut out the wood handle from G-Min Tyndalo cardstock. It's kind of like a wood grain. And then the wheel is cut out of Paper Trank black cardstock. And then the center is cut out of American Crafts silver. There we go. Then you're going to want to stick down the Pure Poppy wheelbarrow. There we go. I just love it in the red. It's just fun. There we go. And then I'm going to add the little stand that's cut out of that same American Crafts Christmas foil pad in silver. There we go. And then I will add on this G-Min Tyndalo wood handle that I cut out. It's kind of like a wood grain craft colored cardstock that looks kind of fun. And there we are. And then we can add on the brown dirt layer. This is Paper Trank dark chocolate cardstock. Now you can leave your wheelbarrow looking like this because it looks like he's just, hauling some dirt. Or you could put other things in that wheelbarrow. You can pile up presents. You can do whatever you want. But this is, since we're gardening, I'm going to put together these tulips. Now, this is my mistake. I should have started with the greenery and not put the dirt on right away. But these are things that you learn while you watch my videos. So, listen to what I say, don't do what I do, and start with the greenery first. I would say the last thing that you put on would be the dark chocolate cardstock dirt. So as it is, I end up just sneaking all of these little plants underneath it. And because it gets a little bit bent and gross, I do cut the dirt one more time out of dark chocolate cardstock and put another layer on top just to hide any boo-boos. But, had I thought about this, that's what I would have done. I would have just started with the greenery and skipped the whole dirt. Now, if you want to save a step, you could easily cut the whole shadow layer piece or base layer piece out of green. And then that way, all of the little greenery is already there. And then you can just add the little tulip tops and the dirt. Whatever look you like. I do like the thickness that you get when you layer all these different paper layers. It just looks more finished. But you could easily cut some corners if you're doing some mass production and you don't want to be fiddling with leaves and whatever you like. Now remember, at the same time, because there are all these leaves, you could have like a single tulip on your card if you wanted to, right? Which is kind of nice to have some of this greenery separate, that you can do what you like with it. You're not stuck, you're not pigeonholed into just using it with the wheelbarrow. So now I'm still adding in all the greenery. There we go. And like I said, Paper Trank New Leaf cardstock. Not sure if I mentioned that. But this was an adorable release. I just think it is super cute if you're a gardener, if you know a gardener. So cute. But also you could use a lot of these things for other things. Don't think that just because it's a gardening release that you can only use it for making gardening stuff. There are so many things that you can do with this release. You know, I was thinking, you know, myself, there's a sentiment that says rooting for you know me. Well, there's nothing to saying that you have to use that for plants. You could have that for graduation, right? Rooting for you know me. I think that'd be a super cute sentiment for that. There's also, you know, the sentiment, hey lady. You don't have to use a ladybug with that. You can just have that on the front of your card as a sentiment, right? Happy birthday to my favorite lady. There you go again. That doesn't have to go with a ladybug, doesn't have to go with plants. It can just be a birthday sentiment, right? So I just think it's lots of fun there. And sentiments you can use for everything. Okay, last but not least, we're going to ink blend the new vine stencil. Now, this is a very delicate stencil. I recommend, like I said in the beginning of this video, to use some sort of stencil spray. Like I said, I believe there's one called Pixie Spray out there. Use that, and then that way it sticks the stencil down firmly onto your card mat or your card, whatever you're blending on. And that way you can use, you know, an ink blending brush like I did here. My Picket Fences, I think it's Picket Fences blending brushes. Or not Picket Fences. Trinity Stamps, is it Trinity? No, I don't know why I'm having a brain block there. But anyway, you can, you know, use your blending brushes and, you know, swirl your ink. Do you see? It's a little bit difficult to get it off, but it does come off and it's easy to use again. So there we go. And I'm just going to ink blend onto some New Leaf cardstock as well. So you could ink blend onto pattern paper. You can ink blend onto white cardstock, colored cardstock, whatever you like. Just, I think with this one, I would go ahead and use some sort of pixie spray, some temporary stencil adhesive, just so, you know, you don't peel up this stencil as you are stenciling, because it's a very delicate stencil. There you go. You have green on green and green on white. Fabulous stencil. So thank you so much for stopping by to watch, and get shopping, everybody. We will see you soon in my next video. Bye, everyone.